Big news, AFTV are coming to Ghana. We are coming to Ghana in Africa between the 6th and 12th of February, and we're going to be meeting Ghanaian Arsenal fans and doing a watch party around the West Ham versus Arsenal football game. You do not want to miss this, so Ghana, get ready. We are coming. AFTV. Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with fans who be linked with January transfer move to Arsenal. Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. We are here to talk about transfers. I can tell you this, right? This has been the slowest transfer window. I've said this numerous times, that probably in history for Arsenal. I can never ever remember a transfer window as quiet as this. FFP has got every single Premier League club. And it was really interesting yesterday that Mikel Arteta, in an interview, and I've got the quotations here, he spoke to TNT Sports ahead of the game against Nottingham Forest, and he says, this was him on transfers. He says, it wasn't possible to do any January deals. We didn't have the capacity to improve the team in the way we think we want to improve it. So we decided not to do something yet. We have one of the finished squads in the league, that's for sure. That's what he said. That's implying that Arsenal will not do any business this January transfer window. Now, we can't say for 100% yet, and there's still 2 days to go, and I'm sure if something turns up, he may go for it. But that's certainly implying that Arsenal have been really, really struggling this January transfer window, and it's looking like they're just saying to themselves, oh, we're not going to be able to do anything unless something crazy happens between now and the end of the window, which is in the next couple of days. The window shuts. And it really does. When you just look right across the Premier League, whether it be Man United, Man City, Liverpool, everybody. The only teams I've seen really doing anything has been Tottenham. And that's because they've still got that Harry Kane money. Remember, they sold Harry Kane for 100 million in the summer. You've got West Ham doing deals, but they got the Declan Rice money. Brentford are looking at doing a couple of, Brighton. We know Brighton have made loads of money over the summer, but teams like Arsenal, all the other teams seem to be really, really struggling. And it's really interesting that Mikel Arteta tagged on to that we've got one of the finished squads in the Premier League. And I think he was intimating the fact that, there's been players like Jurrien Timber that's been literally injured all season. They've had issues with Tomiyasu. And that's why there was a lot of talk that, Arsenal would try and bring in some reinforcements this January. Now, I have to look back on it and say to myself, did Mikel Arteta, Edu, make a huge mistake in the summer when they spent £65 million on Kai Havertz? A big outlay on one player that's not produced yet for Arsenal, a surprising amount. Should they have held back some of that money so that they could now have that in January? Because if he's saying we've got one of the finished squads, that's not good. We're going into the business end of the season, and going into the business end of the season with one of the finished squads is not great. You know what I mean? We're still fighting on two fronts in the Premier League and also in the Champions League. So that's what Mikel Arteta said. Will they do and pull a surprise? Because you can't 100% go off of what has been said there. There's been teams in the past and managers in the past that said they're not going to do any business, and then all of a sudden they have done something at the last minute. But it's looking highly unlikely that Arsenal are going to do any business between now and the end of the transfer window on Thursday. But we'll be here. If anything happens, we'll be keeping you up to date with it here on AFTV Transfer Daily. It looks like a lot of the deals and a lot of the talkings with clubs, because there's the one thing in January you can talk with clubs and targets, centres around the summer, right? Powder's been kept dry by a team like Arsenal to the summer. Victor Osimhen, a rumour today, according to reports coming out of Italy by Calcio Napoli 24, they claim that Arsenal have made contact with Victor Osimhen's entourage and are interested in signing him in the summer. Now, certainly we all know as Arsenal fans that Arsenal need a striker. Priority numero uno, number one, Arsenal need a striker. Victor Osimhen has already said he's definitely going to be leaving Napoli in the summer. So have Napoli admitted that Victor Osimhen is going to be leaving. So should Arsenal make a move for him? Chelsea seem to be the favourites for his signature, but it's said here by Calcio Napoli 24 that Arsenal have made contact with Victor Osimhen's entourage about signing him. Ivan Toney, of course, right at the start of the window, he was the player that was most heavily linked with a move to Arsenal. Again, not going to happen in January. We definitely know that. But could this be Arsenal's target in the summer? Interesting when you look in the moves that Brentford are making in this January transfer window. They're trying to sign Antonio Nusa, who was seemingly on his way to Spurs from Club Brugge. But Brentford have made a bid for him. It seems to be stalling a little bit at the moment, but they're trying to sign him. Now, a lot of people are looking on that and saying that is a long-term replacement for Ivan Toney because Nusa can play out wide, but he can also play as a striker as well. So will it be Ivan Toney or Osimhen in the summer? Certainly looks like Arsenal keeping their powder dry for one of those two big strikers come the summer transfer window. And Arsenal will be way better off in FFP. They'll have the funds that they would have made out of the Champions League as well, and will be in a much better position to go again in the transfer market. Could there be late moves away for certain players? Jakub Kiwior still being linked today, despite the fact that he's come out and said he's happy. His agent has come out and has said that he's happy. There are still these rumours linking him with an exit away from Arsenal. According to CalcioMercato.com, AC Milan are in talks. They want a loan move and they would be up for an option to buy. They consider an option to buy as well. Could Arsenal cash in at this late stage? Listen, if Mikel Arteta is saying we've already got a thin squad, surely you couldn't let Jakub Kiwior go unless you had somebody significant to bring in to replace him. But he's still being linked with a move away today. We've also been linked with a midfield player, attacking midfielder, who goes by the name of Sebastian Szymański. Szymański plays for Fenerbahce. He's Polish, 24, and has been having a great season for Fenerbahce over there in Turkey. 9 goals and 9 assists in 23 appearances for them, and has caught the attention of a lot of clubs. Now, according to Football Transfers, Arsenal have also shown a lot of interest and are willing to make a bid for him. Tottenham are the team that seem to be really heavily in to try and sign him, but there's a lot of talk that Arsenal, according to Football Transfers, will do battle with Tottenham to try and get the signature of Sebastian Szymański, only signed by Fenerbahce last season from Dynamo Moscow for £9 million. His valuation said to be around about £20 million. However, Fenerbahce is said to be looking for around about £35 million. Napoli and Real Sociedad also said to be 2 other teams that are interested in his signature. More of a summer deal. Again, can't see that happening this January transfer window, but that's another one to keep an eye on come the summer. It's going to be interesting in the summer as well. Will these, as I said, his valuation around about 20 million. They paid 9 million for him. They doubled their money, but they're aiming for 35. Will that be happening in the summer, or is FFP going to keep a real check on these prices where prices become much more realistic? That's going to be interesting as well. Cédric, still at Arsenal right now, but could he be moving away before the end of the window? Galatasaray continue to be linked. A lot of talk that could get done before the window closes, so one to keep an eye on. And Nuno Tavares, Fabrizio Romano saying yesterday that Marseille really want his signature. He also says there's a couple of Serie A clubs as well that are interested in signing Nuno Tavares, who of course is on loan at Nottingham Forest, can't play against Arsenal. Of course, that's his parent club. However, a lot of it's going to come down to Nottingham Forest. They'd have to cancel his current contract, his loan deal that they have with Arsenal. If they cancel that, then possibly he could move to one of these places. No doubt Arsenal would love to cash in and take the money for him, but it's going to come down to Nottingham Forest. If they don't want to cancel his loan deal, they don't have to. And at the moment, they seem to be quite happy with Nuno Tavares. But again, a couple of days to go to see what effect that has. So listen, that's the rumours today. I'm no doubt, even though with what Mikel Arteta has said, the rumours are still flying in. So we're going to be here for the next couple of days, keeping you up to date. If by some sort of miracle something does happen, we will be the first to bring it to you here on AFTV. Thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you tomorrow.